All right, remember if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. I wasn't gonna make a video about Mortal Kombat, but I guess it'll just allow me to do a sort of social commentary thing, I guess. So that will make it somewhat worth it to me. Doesn't Johnny Cage look like the fucking? He looks like Looper, dude. He looks like, dude. Tell me that does not look similar, dude. Dude, really? I don't know, dude. That's what I thought when I looked at the fucking Mortal Kombat, dude. He reminds me of the Jordan. Is that his name? Jordan something Levitt? I actually don't remember the guy's name exactly. He was in a sitcom and he was in Inception and he was in Looper. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the guy's name, but that's what I thought of Johnny Cage. And what do I think of Mortal Kombat? People have asked me before. I don't really have an opinion on Mortal Kombat. Just like I made that recent video talking about, you know, I don't like to talk about things that I don't know about, so to speak, right? Like people are like, oh, what do you think about this game? What do you think about this game? It's like, well, I don't really, I can only give generalized statements, right? Like even people asking me about Marvel, what do you think of Marvel? Do you think Marvel is a good game or a bad game? And it's like, I can only give you a generalized statement. Like I know I've done all these things for, Hayato, say Marvel's Capcom 2, and I've done all these things for, Strider and Ryu and Akuma and 3 and blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. But I don't have like a big opinion myself on the game because I'm not like super versed on it. So Mortal Kombat is the same for me, and that I don't have a real big opinion on the game competitively, so to speak, right? I can only give a generalized statement. And Mortal Kombat is the same way. It just is, it doesn't particularly interest me. My thoughts on Mortal Kombat is just, I always say I don't think the game is very aesthetically pleasing looking personally. I don't know what they're doing with the characters all the time. I can't tell who is supposed to be a good looking character, who is supposed to be a bad looking character. I don't get it. I think the girls look whack and really, they look weird, they animate weird. And I definitely agree. I think all the girls look like men, and not in like a 80s supermodel, early 80s supermodel, early 90s kind of strong facial features supermodel kind of girl. You know what I mean? That kind of classical superhero feminine look that is potentially, I guess, maybe more masculine, maybe from a certain perspective. But I think they just kind of look like men. You know what I mean? So I mean, not even. And Johnny Cage, I can't tell if Johnny Cage is supposed to be a good-looking guy anymore. I don't know what the fuck Johnny Cage is supposed to be. I always say, and this is where I get into the social commentary thing. I liked Johnny Cage when Johnny Cage was, he can be a little bit cocky and a little bit of a, a bit of a joke here and there. But I liked when Johnny Cage was actually a cool character, right? When Johnny Cage's story was people thought he was fake, but he was a legitimate badass, and it was like there weren't actual like effects on him. He was actually throwing the fireballs. He had the shadows when he was doing stuff. I liked when he was actually cool. And I think it was Mortal Kombat 4 that they completely turned him full blown into a joke character. And that's what I was even saying with DJ. Like people are like, "Oh, DJ's always been, a joke character." And I would say I think as I said in the video, DJ went from being kind of silly, you know what I mean? He's like playing with his like Mac or Macarenas, where the fuck he's playing, He's a little bit of a silly character, but he was still, kind of goofy, but still cool. But he's like a full blown parody now, right? Just like Johnny Cage used to be cocky, a little bit funny thing to him, but now he's a full blown kind of parody. He's supposed to be a joke. And it's interesting to me, and that's why I basically the only reason I even thought of doing the video. It's like, are we allowed to have cool characters anymore? In media, everything is so woke, cancel culture, all this kind of shit. It's like, man, can't we just have that stoic kind of cool hero? I've talked about it even in like Street Fighter. I like when Ryu was just, the whisper of a badass, the whisper of an ideal, that someone was just that much of a badass, that cool, that devoted to his endeavor. He wasn't evil. He didn't have an evil side. He didn't get grumpy and throw a fireball and poop his pants. He legitimately basically loses to almost everybody in the fucking story now. He doesn't legitimately beat anybody, seemingly. He just gets angry, throws a temper tantrum, and throws a fireball. I don't like how jokey characters are. Characters, it's like, oh no, we gotta have every character has to be jokey now. oh yeah, okay, oh this character he has to have an evil side. You know, yeah, this character, he has to. Yeah, it's like, can we just have a cool character, a character that you actually look up to, a character that you can feel like inspired by and like be inspire and like an inspiration, so to speak, even though it's like a form of media. You know what I mean? It's like I understand the idea that you want characters to be relatable. Let's say it's not bad for a character to have, say, a weakness or something like that, or to have character to flaws, so you can kind of try to empathize with the character. I guess relate to a character in certain ways. But characters are just they're such parodies in media. I can't even imagine growing up as a kid. And I said it before, like Ryu would not even be my favorite character if I was growing up as a kid now. Ryu is not cool. Like, I'm serious. Like, why would you look up to a character like Ryu? He's homeless. He doesn't win fights. He cheap shots people like Sagat. He goes evil when Sagat is supposedly helping up and he dragon punches him, which makes the whole story of Street Fighter not even make sense, because why does Sagat have this grudge against Ryu if Ryu literally cheated to beat him when he was helping him? Why would he turn evil? Why would he try to learn Ryu's moves and develop a dragon punch? You know what I mean? The dragon punch was a bullshit move. You know what I mean? Before, it was no one had ever seen the dragon punch before, and he beat him. And he beat him so bad that Sagat was the one who was cocky. Sagat was the one who was not expecting this fucking kid to be that much of a badass, and the dragon punch humbled him. And it humbled him so bad that it left a scar on his chest, and he became obsessed with it. Like, it scarred him, and every day he has to wake up to that defeat. Now, what's his story? His story doesn't make any logical sense. So you have a scar because you were trying to be a nice guy to help Ryu. So then you developed a move, the Tiger Uppercut, to compete against Ryu, even though the Dragon Punch was not effective against you because it sucked. And the only way that Ryu could hit you with the Dragon Punch is because he turned evil and you beat him up, and then you grabbed his hand to help him up and he Dragon Punched you. Fucking retarded retcon, dude. Why do you care about Ryu? Oh, this is like, why does M. Bison want Ryu's body? Why? And Ryu's a jobber. Why don't you want Ken's body? Ken's fucking banging chicks. He doesn't practice and he still beats everybody. Ken is a fucking inspiration. Ken is rich. He bangs chicks. He wins tournaments. He gets his dick sucked. Ken is awesome and he throws fireballs. You know what I mean? That's an inspiration. Someone that doesn't give a fuck and it's just fucking awesome. It's like, wow, wish I could be like that. You know what I mean? But Ryu was cool before because it's like, wow. Just like, I think about even like anime. Like, I just, think about anime and how so many characters have an evil side and everything like that. And again, I said it before. I know that you need to be able to empathize with the characters sometimes. It's good to have the characters, we can't all be that stoic personality, that ideal, but it's like you can't even have that character anymore, period. Is there like some kind of toxic masculinity or some bullshit? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't understand, dude. I just hate these every character is just like a fucking parody of themselves and jokes. I just want a character to be cool again. I don't want a character to be a joke. I don't want every character to have this fucking evil side to them. You know what I mean? It's like okay to be cool, dude. Is it like weird? So anyway, that's my opinion. I guess I just a social commentary. I've talked about it before. It's like, dude, Johnny Cage, I've lost all hope for him. I can't tell if he's supposed to be a good looking dude anymore. He's just like whatever. He's just a complete joke. But he's a lost cause. He's been like that since fucking what Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat 4. They completely turned him into a joke character. Just I don't know. It's weird. I guess. Anyway, that's my thought on Mortal Kombat. Basically, will I play it? I don't have any, desire to really play Mortal Kombat. I did that one combo video for was it like Mortal Kombat 9 or some shit? I don't remember. What did I do? I know I forget what it is. I'm so bad because the one guy that now works on Mortal Kombat games, he actually, I told that small world story. I actually met him in real life. I had no idea who he was, and he recognized me, and he's like, "Are you Final Showdown?" He's like, "Oh, you made those Mortal Kombat 9 videos." He's like, "Dude, yeah." Or whatever. And then I think he was actually a tournament player. Now he works at Mortal Kombat, or at least he did. But that's pretty much my knowledge or real interaction, I guess, with the Mortal Kombat community. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I the game just doesn't particularly interest me, but it has a fan base. I couldn't tell you if the game is, a legitimately, good or bad game. I can't comment on it from that perspective. It's not the. I guess I just never deep dived into it to really think about it. I suppose. Anyway, if you like the videos, like, sub, comment, share, support the channel if you want to appreciate it. Thanks. The end.